Shalom. Sitting up. Here on a Friday night on the camp. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom to the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before we get into our street ministry for the night, we want to start off by giving all praises unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wash.
Give honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and their rule with today. And salutations also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry, and also to the believers that's gathered worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. So once again, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
So once again, out here to prophesy the downfall of America, which is known as Babylon the Great. Okay, according to the scriptures, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, which are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, according to the scriptures, okay, when it comes to the 12 tribe chart, okay. And when it comes to us are the us called in the faith, eventually. When it comes to the prophets, okay, Semites, which are the so-called white race today, mainly these elites, okay, when it comes to the ones that call themselves the Illuminati, the illuminated ones, okay, the central bankers, okay, such as, as in power now, the Rothschilds, the Abrahams, okay, Rockefeller, DuPont, okay, and we know according to the scriptures, when it comes to prophecies, in the time of their rulership, they trying to forge NWO, okay, and that's what you seeing being on display, especially now when it comes to the whole Trump administration, okay, throughout prior years, but mainly now when it comes to Trump, Donald J. Trump, okay, really pushing these elites' agenda. Okay, especially that what happened, the past couple of days, now going on a week, with this whole assassination attempt on Trump during the time of at the White House. Okay, the correspondent, dinner and all that. You had this certain individual, okay, that brought a threat or attempt of assassination on once again Trump. Okay, but we know a lot of things are staged or flags. Okay, because they say that the man appeared to be a Jake. Okay, a so-called, appear to be a so-called black man. Okay, when it comes to the whole assassination of a lot of flaws all in it, man. Okay, and when it comes to so when it comes to a lot of madness that's going on, man, a lot of psyops, okay, a lot of agendas that these elites have bringing forth as they trying to bring order out of chaos, man. Okay, now all type of exposure coming out behind it. Okay, that this man, he had a manifesto. Okay. And first of all, when he entered into the hotel, okay, he was basically he was on a mission like Rambo. Okay, had all type of assault rifles on him, a handgun, knives. Okay, and he able, okay, to somehow find his way to get past security. Okay, got videos of him running past security. But he's supposed to have heavy artillery on him. Okay, so a lot of that is, that's being pushed out. Okay? Yeah, but we know we're in the time of the coming of, like I say, of the downfall of this place, that when it comes to these elites, they know they have a short time left. Revelation 12 and 12, man. Okay, so they're gonna try to push out all type of psyops and different, you know, when it comes to the more draconian laws, strict legislations. Okay, they oppress the people more and more. Okay, you hear more about more surveillance. Okay, mainly by taking away the people's rights. Okay, through different legislations. Okay, yeah, you hear more and more about AI technology taking over to be more of a surveillance. We already know all that's going to pinpoint towards as well Revelation chapter 13 verse 16 when it comes to that MOTB. Okay, setting up not just only a monetary system as we're on the verge of this dollar about to collapse. Okay, and they coming with a digital currency in the form of that RFID micro, but also that's going to be another way of tracking, more surveillance. Okay, but there ain't gonna be no excuse because Yahweh Shemina Shah has set up the prophets to give that warning, that forewarning. You got anything? Okay, now you want okay, so there's 9 and 1. Okay.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before.
So we measuring the times when it comes to end time prophecies. Okay, especially us that have been called in the faith, called in the faith. Okay, when it comes to the Israelites. Okay, when it comes to so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, we measuring the times that we in. But we know that majority of our people not going to take heed. Okay, which when it comes to the separation of the nation of Israel at this time, the Lord is only dealing with the elect. Okay, when it comes to the 144,000 and the 1/3 that's destined to be saved, that's measuring the times, man. That's preparing themselves as we're approaching Jacob's trouble. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Okay, so we know that according to the scriptures, 2/3 of our people, okay, that's not going to receive the truth, take knowledge or knowledge to the time that we're in. Okay, they're going to be blind. Okay, when it comes to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. Okay, on what Romans 7, 11 and 7. Okay, God is going to take heed. Words Yahweh Shah. Okay, mainly due to the fact a lot of them not measuring the times when it comes to prophecy, man. Okay, but us that have been called in the faith, okay, us for the hopeful elect, measuring the times, man. Okay, seeing how things are going. Okay.
2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Verse 2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the world which he had made.
That's by the signs, once again. Okay, end time prophecy. Okay, once again, the word prophecy means to say before. So right before the Lord brings judgment, he always set up his prophets to pre-announce it, okay, to give that warning. Okay, we give you the warning, man. Jump out and break in the scripture. And this place is destined to be destroyed, man. Okay, how we know this place will be destroyed? Yeah, according to Jeremiah chapter 28, which I'll get that. Okay, 8. So we're measuring the time. Bloodshed, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, the unrighteous decrees, okay, the false hope, prophet, especially because of a society such as this. Okay, you should know a true prophet when it comes to present, when it comes to teaching the word, man, giving that warning. You got a lot of false prophets out there that's not giving that warning. Okay, but our Third World War with the U.S., okay, and Israel, okay, and the conflict. Okay, now it's kind of like a little okay, the more and more, the reboot, more and more bring more strategies of how they can move, which we know eventually Russia is going to get involved. Okay, China, okay, Turkey, okay, the talks now when it comes to Turkey, a NATO member, starting to switch sides. Get ready to join sides with Russia and China. Okay, and that's Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. God, may God, okay, which is modern day Russia today, okay, being a guide, okay, to Iran, okay, Syria, okay, Ethiopia, okay. So we in the time of that first war, okay. You got NATO, okay, members, okay, that put the allies with America, start to break up, okay. Not want to aid America when it comes to this whole invasion of Iran. Okay, like I said, such as Turkey. And now you got the likes of like Germany, no Britain. Okay, now we ain't gonna aid in this war against y'all, man. Okay, when it comes to you supporting really the small hats. Okay, the Israelis, man. Okay, we ain't want nothing no parts of that. Okay, and at the same time, America, when it comes to the economy and certain trades, they put sanctions on their own allies, such as NATO nations or the European nations when it comes to the EU. Okay, which their economy more and more being more and more decline. Okay, and so that's coming on the third world war. Okay, we get to talk to China and Taiwan, ready to go at it. Okay, hey, certain Arab countries, when it came to America having U.S. embassies over there, they're being bombed by Iran. Now they starting to ditch the dollar. They ain't want nothing to do with America in this war with Iran and all that. Okay? And so more and more, America is showing that they coming to their point of their weakness. Okay, they decline, man. Okay, then at the same time, here in the States, you got the uproars of the people. Okay, civil wars, race wars soon to come. Okay, clash wars. Okay, the coming of famine, pestilence. Okay, but in the meantime, our people in the spirit of mirth, they being distracted by the latest entertainment. Okay, the latest trend of gossip. Okay, like now you got the whole Klay Thompson and Megan and the Stallion fiasco, madness like that. Okay, when it comes to the hip hop industry and all that. Okay. Gucci Man and Goose Shiesty and all that. The beef between them. I've been seeing all types of stuff on social media. Lazy Bone, this is the next 2 times 50 Cent and T.I. and all types of matches. But in the meantime, all hell about to break loose here in the States. Okay? Inflation coming. Prices going up. Job losses. More and more coming up. Crime rate going up. Okay? So the true men, how about now shot when it comes to the time of judgment, especially when it comes to a wicked king, and they're gonna be prophesying against it, man. Okay? And what's the come? Okay? Once again, a war. Okay, evil. The word evil means bad times. Pessimist. You hear more and more outbreaks. New variants. Okay, now try to be careful, man. We in the time, we know the word gotta come out. Because of the exposure of these elites, man. Okay, they're legitimate. Things that are taking place, they're already orchestrated, man, by these elites, man. They're already set up. And you know, they set up. First of all, the Lord set up through the spirit of prophecy. And so down, you got certain whistleblowers. We saw either own tongue falling upon them. Okay? And just recently, we just had, certain scientists that were whistleblowers coming out, exposing their elite. Okay, they've been many scientists in the past couple of weeks and months have found unalive. Okay? So, if these elites coming against these whistleblowers, those that was in the know and is spoken, how much more when it comes to the prophets? The men of Yahweh Shah that had the full spectrum of how things are going to go. Okay, as we prophesy the downfall of Esau Edom kingdom. Okay, and tell them their future. Okay, that bitch these elites. Okay, their whole future when Yahweh Shah return and deliver the nation of Israel. Okay, and set up the true biblical Hebrew Israelites in the land. Okay, And when it comes to Esau, Edom, and these heathens, hey, their kingdom is, their future is, in our kingdom, captivity. Okay, slavery. Modern day term. Slavery, man. Okay, that's different. And you heathens that perish on this side, there ain't no salvation of all nations. Okay, for these heathens. There's a lot of these false like can't push down. Okay, reverting back to Christianity, such as lately, the Genesis. Okay, now they're teaching all this. They're going to inherit immortality and all that. Okay, the name of the Lord ain't Yahweh Shai no more. They're going back to be judgment. Start with the false prophets amongst Israel. Okay, down to the rest of these false leaders. Okay, amongst the world, man. That's why our people. Yeah, I feel that. I don't feel that.
This is Psalm chapter 54, verse 5. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune. Verse 7.
Yeah, when it comes to the Esau Edom agenda, they seek society. Okay, they summits. Okay, their agendas. Well, okay, when it comes to the whole okay, yeah, the world economic form. Okay, you got to talk to the planetary. Okay, through their technology. Okay, they're on the left hand side. Okay, when it comes to the spiritual demon Satan, which the Heavenly Father, not viciously of the Heavenly Father and the Son. Okay, Yahweh shall control both good and evil. Okay, and in this case, Esau Edom is known as the wicked. Them being the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, which the word Satan in Hebrew, Shaitan, okay, meaning adversary. So everything Esau Edom does here in the world or in here in the earth, okay, by doing their wickedness, is contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments, and the ways of Yahweh Shai when it comes to righteousness. Okay, contrary to poverty, when it comes to so-called Latino Native Americans, us the Israelites, okay, even though the Lord punishes us, but we all, in all actuality, we represent righteousness. When it comes to the Lord's chosen people, and the words that Yahweh Shai being considered. That's what the Lord coming back to set up, a righteous kingdom. Okay, evolved as a people. Okay, when it comes to the inheritance, once again, of the land of Israel, and the promises that have been given unto us. Okay, when it comes to the covenants, especially the new covenant, eventually it's going to be in our inward part once Yahweh shall deliver us, man. Okay, us are the hope for that. So it's going to be governed in righteousness under the rule of Yahweh shall. Okay, so now we're in the point of the transition of power. Okay, but at this point, we're seeing more and more of the exposure of the wicked. We saw Edom. Okay, but now when it comes to these secret councils, they can't hide themselves. Okay, but they're being exposed. So therefore, they coming with their sword. Okay, like you say, they probably said. Okay, like you say, behind the scenes. Okay, so that who's gonna see us? Okay, but they being exposed more and more. Really, Yahweh Shai is taking those enchantments away from them. Okay, because like I said, they evolved Satanism. They probably come from Satan. Okay, and it ain't hard to tell now who they represent. Okay, but according to Isaiah chapter 47, you know, which I'll get that. You don't really, Isaiah 47. Yeah, you continue.
This is Psalm chapter 64, verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. All right, and the inward thought going to the mind. All right, going to the heart, in the Hebrew, Paleo-Hebrew. All right, it's going into your mind. And the minds of these Edomites ultimately to destroy so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian descent, so-called Haitian and Jamaican. All right, that's the whole purpose. According to Psalm the 83rd chapter, that's your purpose. Living in Babylon, the Great America.
Because you know that Esau Edom, The reason why he got that perpetual hatred with him. Go back to the histories of the forefathers when it comes to Esau and Jacob. Esau sold his birthright to Jacob. Okay, our father. Okay, and ever since then till now, throughout different generations, which is reincarnation or regeneration, reincarnation. Okay, Esau always had that perpetual hatred toward Jacob, Latinos, and Americans. Okay, now we're to the point that we don't witness the peak of this empire at this time now, and now we're on this decline, man. Okay, as we're on the uprise, man. Like Esau. Okay, Esau once was up, we was down. Now they going down, we coming up, and they see that. And how they know that? Through the reawakening of the Israelites. Okay, when it comes to the tribes, man. So that's why they panicking. Okay, that's why they want to cut us off as a nation. Okay, and by any means necessary. Okay, even though it might be exposure is coming, when it comes to they attacking this, okay, when it comes to these certain psyops or orchestrated events, okay, and people just seeing like, man, all over the stage, but they don't give a damn, they got an agenda, man. Okay, not only trying to save the whole world, but the first priority is trying to keep us down as a nation, okay? But more and more they just being deceived, okay? But what they're really afraid of, that they hope that the Lord Yahweh Shah doesn't come back. Okay? But we already know that the outcome again. Okay? That they're going down, and Yahweh Shah eventually gonna raise us up. Okay, when it comes with salvation, with the elect.
Verse 7, but the Most High God Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Verse 8, Psalm 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
So they're going to the school societies. Okay? Now they're coming out of school where their agenda is. Okay, some people that, they've been juiced in, okay, okay, so the reality, they do nothing. They do nothing. As people say, they do nothing. We're in the time of their exposure now. Okay? And when it comes to their lies, their witchcraft, their deceivingness, all that's being cut off, man. And when it comes to the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay, when it comes to the spirit, when it comes by the way of the words, okay, eventually I wish I return and take them out of power, man. Okay, and so more and more, we coming to that time of censorship. Okay, that lead to those more and more firing squad, certain torture methods. And here in South Carolina about a year ago, about going on a year, they already had brought the firing squad here in South Carolina. Okay? But they're going to be a next thing, some white thing. Detention centers, FEMA centers. You're here to talk some more of the beating of ICE, FBI task force, National Guard. Okay? Y'all got UN troops over here. Okay? Known as evil angels. Okay, he saw do it by the way of rituals, blood sacrifice, Okay, Mayday. Okay, they do a lot of sacrifices. Okay, they do a lot of sacrifices. Okay? We know the current people, the same influence when it comes to their wickedness when it comes to as they lose. Stand now with thy enchantments, with the multitudes of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, It shall be, thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy it's upon thee. So yeah, they might be astrologers, okay, because of these witches and warlocks and to the president that actually witches and warlocks, okay, that kind of guide into how they should push forward the administration when it comes to these elites agenda. Okay, we've been talking about the whole Molech situation. Well, he gained more feeling that they gain more power. When it comes to the enchantments, it is a lot of I got bones. You hear the talks of Alex Socrates. A bunch of these kings, such as the Egyptians, okay, which are the original Africans, which they would call today. Moab, known for back then pushing Molech. Okay. Okay, so their enchantments ain't gonna help that we in now. Okay, to the point the Lord, the astrologers, the star gauges, the monthly prophecy.
So does that calamity will fall upon you, and you won't in that ultimate wave of Babylon the Great. There's no healing. There's no device of Babylon the Great America. All right. So to heal Babylon,
deep faith. Not these two more. Not these two more. Electric. Okay. On America, due to Esau, to the average person, you already know about Moses. You already know about Moses. Esau, okay, but now he wants in mind.
Say we live.
Okay. Still. Okay. Some technical difficulty, but we continue. Okay, but this place is on the verge of its downfall, just as ancient Egypt. Okay. Some more.
verse 12, Isaiah 47 and 12. Down in the NLT, charm uses spells.
Okay, the Lord, really, they're boasting, okay, about, how he gonna take them down, man. Okay, to the time or the downfall, man. Strip all that pride from them. Come with that sword.
47 verse 13. 47 verse 13. Make predictions each month. Make predictions each month. Let them stand for that. You put device. All right, made you weak. Okay. Where are all your astrologers, those stargazers who make predictions each month? All right. Let that deliver. Let your false God.
The whole. Can they miss AD, okay? Psychotic drugs that he's on. That's maybe they mean witchcraft as well too. Okay, besides, conjuring these demons, okay, on the left hand.
The future hope of destruction. All right, next you in the deliverance from Babylon the Great. All right, America. All right.
Yeah, this place full with idol worship. Okay, false gods. Over here, this place known for a queen that will worship, one woman in permanent. The Lord gives a lot of these men, especially the if they come to, when they come majority of our women, they know for being involved in witchcraft and all that. Okay, but they have. Yes, it might be. Well, I'll get this real quick. It might be the area. Especially they come to frequency. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. Because of the deceivingness of Esau evil. It's certain history that rely upon. Especially starting off coming with coming because of true false, they calling us black. This is history that he puts. Okay. Power of Israel. Power of Israel. Okay? Okay? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, and when Jacob and Esau were born of Jacob, Isaac and Jacob, only nation ain't gonna be done. Only nation ain't gonna be done away with. According to Obadiah 1 and 18, away with. According to Obadiah 1 and 18, all the biblical Edomites. All the biblical Edomites. At this time they got their chance now. At this time they got their chance now. It says, but it says, but it's always been partial. Our kingdom. Okay? Our kingdom's gonna be for that. So the head of gold all the way down to the 10 toes, where iron, miry clay. Now we're at the point of the iron, miry clay, because the 10 toes represent Esau, Edom kingdom. Okay, and it said the army did that, and they will make the Lord and possess the kingdom forever, even forever.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. But in the end, the holy people, which is Israel, of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, given the kingdom, and they will rule forever and ever. All right, we're going to rule for all eternity, man. So it's a Native American seminar. It's going to. He was given authority, honor, and sovereignty, so that people of every race and nation and language will obey him. Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. All right, his kingdom is going to rule forever and ever. All right, so there's no such thing as God. All right.
I get this real quick. Revelation chapter 11, verse 15. It says, "In the seventh age itself, there were great saying, the kings of this world are become the kings of our Lord." Once again, elect the house of David. The house of David ruling, and David himself didn't sit back. Okay? Buffering. Okay? You probably get it. Okay, we probably go ahead and close out for tonight. Like I said, we kind of got out. Okay? We are good Friday. Verse 7, make a turn to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly the wrath of the Lord comes forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed. Okay, scripture also said, in the day of the power, now people shall be willing. So this as we open up, we won't go ahead and close. By Hashem, scattered worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Next time, day in and day out. Next time, Lord willing, shalom to the Ufalek. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom to the Ufalek. Shalom. Shalom.